95.1 Nigeria Info.
A very good morning to you and to yours this very morning. Don't mind me, I'm just I'm looking at my shirt this very morning. Kai. No matter what I would, know those type of materials you wear, and no matter how long you choose to iron them, they refuse to cooperate. And now in daylight, my shirt is showing, it's showing the shrinks. This is senior level shrinks in daylight. Benga. Is there any artificial intelligence that we can apply to this shirt just to make it look like it's ironed? It looks terrible anyway. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show today. I'm Femi D. This is Morning Crossfire right here on Nigeria Info 95.1. It's World Radio Day. Yes, it's my day. It's your day. It's a day that's been set aside for over 100 years to celebrate the giving of radio, right? And all the things that come with radio in every sense of it. And today is set aside. It's been 100 years or thereabout, talking about World Radio Day in terms of celebrating its achievements and much more. It is today. So for those who are wondering about the significance, it's for anybody who works on radio for you to celebrate them or works with radio. It's really significant. It's been known historically to change lives. Radio was the in thing then. 13th of February every year is being celebrated as World Radio Day by UNESCO and adopted by many around the world as such, okay? So today is our day, one way or the other. Let's get into the headlines as we have it today. Some will also say it's a day before Valentine. Valentine is coming. Anyway, let's get into the headlines for today. I'm glad you joined in.
A great talk show unravels your thinking, makes you stop to listen, engages you in a debate of opinions.
I believe this man knows what he is doing. He is a Nigerian.
And ultimately brings you to the king of talk radio, Femi D. Live.
All right, let's dig in through the papers for today and the headlines as we have them across most of the papers. Do remember the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers at Beyond Nigeria Info. Here, just to inform you of the headlines as we have them. Our review for today will cover the likes of This Day, The Guardian, Independent, Daily Trust, and Punch newspaper for today. Let's start off with This Day now. South Africa's President Ramaphosa Mons-Wigwe says he was his country's continental partner. Current hardship caused by economic security challenges, PDP governors declare. Fresh crisis hits Labour Party as Treasurer accuses National Chairman of fraud. Electricity Act, partner government on renewable energy. Akpabio task investors. Food security requires agric water resources. Requires agric water resources ministry collaboration, says federal government. And then you'd also find Naira continues to fall at the official market to 1,534, closes higher than the parallel market at 1,500 naira per dollar. Report, over 230 EU companies active in Nigeria account for 130,000 jobs. House proposes 5% host community fund for mining areas in Nigeria. Bauchi lawmaker donates over 2,500 bags of fertilizers to constituents. Federal government stakeholders canvass gender policy for increased food production. NECA, MBCC, task federal government on addressing manufacturers' concerns. Manufacturers rule ban on sachet beverages. All right, well, these are just a good number of the stories as we have them from this day. Let's dig into the Guardian now. From the Guardian for today, Access Holdings names Bolaji Agbede as acting CEO. Exiting oil firms pollute Niger Delta with 36.1 million liters of crude in 8 years. U.S. begins investigation into crash as Access Holdings scout for Wiggins replacement. Senate sues Akpabio Abbas over 344.85 billion naira National Assembly budget. Amotekun loses steam as crime rates surges in southwest, I beg to say. Stakeholders urge states to prioritize fight against substance abuse. Nurses protest move to stop career opportunities abroad. Alleged $6 billion fraud. You have no power to try me. Ex-minister Agunloye tells EFCC. Owas tool. Ruling out and others reject Adeleke's reselection order. Lagos task force impounds 497 motorcycles. Congolese protests allege U.S. and Belgium support of Rwanda. All right, well, these are a good number of stories from the likes of The Guardian. I think that covers a good number of the stories from there. Okay, UK Minister Badnoch visits first British independent school in Nigeria and in West Africa. No going back on oil resumption. Development Mossop insists. 10 years after verdict, women folk still await property inheritance right in Southeast. Police raid black sports, arrest 307 suspects in Abuja. AFCTA pledges to eliminate trade barrier within Africa. All right, moving on to the Independent for today now. Only restructuring will fix Nigeria. Ohaneze, Pandef, MBF speak. Sexual harassment trial. 2 phones seized from Professor Ndifo admitted as evidence. Despite headwinds, insurance sectors CAGRs average 25% growth in 5 years. Oriwa asks National Assembly to stop wasting money on Constitution amendment. Port Harcourt refinery receives 475,000 barrels of crude oil. Other stories. Oriwa asks National Assembly to stop wasting money on Constitution amendment. All right, then you have despite, okay, they did take this already. Other stories still within the Independent for today of interest. Access Holdings shares plummet by 6.26% after Wigwe's death. Port Harcourt refinery receives 475,000 barrels of crude oil. Unblocking new crisis response tools to build more resilient future. In Anambra, Nawafia Monarch under fire as court sacks down caretaker committee. And then Barcelona's Yamal breaks 2 La Liga scoring records in Granada draw. Okay, that's there. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, pretty much the good number of stories there in the Independent for today. Daily Trust now. Our Emefiele. Oh, sorry, let me take that again. Our Emefiele all approved, just a moment, approved $6.23 million cash for election observers. CBN official speaks on this. Hardship, Nigeria almost on the road to Venezuela, PDP governors. How already lost its value among Nigerians. Okay, that's some story there. And then you also find the lamentation of Yemi Cardoso. Still, that's in Daily Trust now. Hunger, starvation, more alarming under Tinubu's government. Kano Emir tells First Lady. Oshomole to Nigerians, you're suffering from Buhari's policies. Don't blame Tinubu. Nigeria joins investigation of U.S. helicopter crash. Amid the economic crisis, IMF asks federal government to phase out electricity subsidy. This is the part where in me, the inner part of me is saying, now, wow. So IMF is asking the federal government to phase out electricity subsidy. Well, let me read this out. Says the International Monetary Fund has advised President Bola Tinubu-led administration to completely phase out electricity subsidy in the country, despite the hardship Nigerians are facing since the removal of fuel subsidy in May 2023. According to Post Financing Assets PFA report, the IMF added that the federal government had overwhelmed itself, thus recommending the total removal of both fuel and electricity subsidies must be implemented. The Bretton Woods Institution made this recommendation as a mechanism for Nigeria to restore macroeconomic stability, coming as corroboration to what the government had said late last year. The electricity subsidy between January and September 2023 had gobbed 375.8 billion naira, as power consumers paid a total of 782.6 billion naira for the commodity during the same period. All right. Well, that's some news in some dimension now. Let me just leave it out. Let me not say more. Okay. That's that story there from Daily Trust, okay? And then still with Daily Trust, all the stories, Bolaji Agbede replaces late Wigwe as Access Holdings Acting Group CEO. Kaduna, 13 abducted villagers regain freedom after 62 days. NSCDC parades rape suspects and others in Benue. Dangote, Governor Abiodun Patutomi, AIG Imekodie visits Abat Wigwe's parents. Implement teachers' professional salary structure now. Our CBN raised exchange rate for custom duty by 235% in 8 months. Nigeria's foreign reserves to drop to $24 billion in 2024, according to the IMF. Crisis, PDP governors ask Damagun to call NEC meeting. Fresh crisis hits Labour Party as Treasurer tackles Abure over 3.5 billion naira fraud. All right, let's round off with Punch. Naira reaches all-time low at official market. Access Holdings names Bolaji Agbede as acting CEO. Federal government still paying lecturers with FPPIS, says ASU. Outages. Federal government plans sanctions for non-performing discos. Bed Naja attendant, friend, arraigned for allegedly stealing 16.7 million naira. Federal government, U.S. begin talks as officials test copters' wreckages. That's with regards to Wigwe now. Kidnappers killed our driver for talking, Ekiti school worker. Other stories of interest, defendants' absence stalls alleged €1 million fraud trial. Family seeks whereabouts of missing furniture maker in Lagos. NSCDC intercepts 4,200 liters of petrol in Ogun. Suspects flee. Gunmen abduct, kill Anambra lawyer. Ondo Amotekun arrests 21 suspected kidnappers and 25 others. Masquerades and parade as Oshun community protests alleged school relocation. Bandits kill 9 in Katsina market attack. Operation to rescue kidnapped GOU bus passengers ongoing, says police. All right, well, these are stories as you find them across the papers for today. Thank you so much for joining in and listening to the headlines. All right, it's time to listen to you and take on your view this very morning. Do remember the stories I just read out to you have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info I've only informed you of the headlines as we have them for
This
today.
is Morning Crossfire.
As you ready to call in, I'm also ready to listen to you on Board Radio Day today. We ask of you to follow through with our editorial guide. Your calls need to be devoid of hateful speech, lies, fake news, and abuses. We ask of you to be truthful and factual as you share with us on Nigeria Info.
Watch your number one talk station of the nation. Nigeria Info every day of the week, Mondays to Friday on YouTube to catch up with the Morning Crossfire.
Let's go. The lines are open on 080-9597-4869. Oh, yes, that's 080-9597-4869. You can also join in on WhatsApp on 080-999-30137. Okay, that should do fine, all right? Let's connect with you and find out what you're thinking this very morning and your thoughts, especially with regards to the headlines as we have them for today. All right, good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, World Class Dr. Femi Amele.
Yes, how are you today?
I'm very, very good this morning. Good morning to Nigerian Info family worldwide. Happy Radio Day to all of you.
Yes,
we want to appreciate you all for reshaping our perception, perspective, and views on world issues and governance, economy, and the rest. We truly appreciate your enormous sacrifices, sir. I remember humble self Abubakar Ali Eke Tinubu Pekin, calling from PW Kubwa.
All right.
The IMF should tell federal government of Nigeria to remove subsidy on oxygen, the air we breathe. I think that will make them much happier. Federal government must stop listening to these international agencies because all the advices they have offered, I have not seen one that have worked. And if there's anyone that have worked, please, we want to know. In this current situation we are, you are telling federal government, these guys not like us. I wish we for flood them and even the day here. Can you imagine this kind of wickedness? Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity.
All right, thank you as well. Just said I can't deal with Abubakar this morning. It's just making me laugh. And when I get hilarious or laugh so hard about these things, sometimes I just have a feeling. I mean, in the middle of this, I'm not saying the advice is probably not good. The timing is just terrible in every right of it. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Family, good morning.
Good morning. You join my own laughter too, right?
Of course, I listen to him. I have to bust my laugh too now. My name is Omar. Good morning.
Welcome.
I'm not a very happy man this week. Yes, I'm a very happy man this week. Family, I will tell you that the police, are not ready to fight kidnappers. They're not ready. Family, I just bailed my boy just yesterday here from Kogi, Abuja precisely. I don't say release, bailed from kidnappers. To have him released.
Wait, when you say bailed, it makes it sound like it was the police you had an exchange with.
I say
you paid money to that's ransom. That means you're talking about ransom. Yes.
Yes, now.
Ransom makes it clear.
I think if you pay money to bail anybody, it means you bail the person. Whatever the police or from criminal.
Bail is not used for criminals. It's ransom.
Okay. Okay. Ransom was paid to have the boy released yesterday. Look at the shocking thing Femi did. I think people like this should be invited by the police and ask questions because their information are very biting. That the police may get some tips from there to get those guys. Femi, this man was kidnapped just before Dangote Cement. From where they were kidnapped, you can cite Dangote Cement factory. Yes. And from where they were taken to, you can still see the factory from the rocks they were. You can see the factory from there, according to him. You understand? At the end of the day, when he was released, they took to the police station. His phone was given to him just quietly like that and let go. No further question, like what happened, how he goes, and everything. That thing. You understand? They just give him his phone quietly. The boy begin go back to Abuja. People that should be buried by the CP of the state, whether by FCT or by Kogi, come. Okay, what happened? Play us your cassette. Then we deduce some things from there and say, work with them. But for we, that's why they're not really serious, if you ask me, to get those boys out. Because they were shooting rapidly and the police could hear them. I beg. And funny enough, people around there, like you said, people around there knows what's happening. Because these guys will make a call across to Okada man who brings them food, who brings them some other things, water, and what I do. God help us. God help us.
Yeah, this story is definitely terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Thank you, Slama. Okay. Dr. Mr. Liberal from Uri says the truth of the matter is that the government is bereft of ideas on how to solve the complexities of the problems bedeviling this country. Any leadership without direction is a colossal failure. Nigerians are gallivanting aimlessly without a directing hand. We lack leading leaders and with passion. They are just after their selfish interests. Where do we go from here? Mazu John Lasisi from Jigona Buhari says, Happy World Radio Day to us, a medium of information across the world. It connects us together and we share info across this platform to celebrate Nigeria Info today. You are doing well. Thank you, Mazu John Lasisi. Good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Dr.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. And today, and the rest of the minutes, I think it's a lot from my Hello?
Yes, sir, I'm here. I'm listening, sir.
I think the organization Nigeria is the way. I so want to support that. But what in Nigeria, please stop. Because the federal government does not give any allocation again. You understand? It's not this one, at the end of the day, we give security work and the rest of them.
Okay.
What I agree with them. I think it's best. I so support that. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Almost cannot hear you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, sir. My name is Abila, sir.
All right, Abila. Good to connect with you today.
Yes, sir. According to Sanusi, that we should not blame Tinubu because of the hardship that we're facing in the country. Yes, we are going to blame Tinubu because Sanusi said it's because of the policies of Mr. President, the former president, which is Buhari. That's why we are suffering. But we are going to blame Tinubu because Tinubu, one of his campaign promises was that I am going to start where Buhari stopped. So that is why we are going to blame him. Because he is the president now, so the policies of Buhari now has gone. And now he's okay with the policies. And that is why we are where we are today. If he's not okay with the policies of Mr. President, the former president, then he should bring out his own policies that will work for Nigerians, that will bring us out of poverty, that will reduce all these things that we are facing. Mr. Femi, it's not easy in Nigeria now.
Thank
God
you.
bless us and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Back to back and back of the biggest story.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amede. Join the biggest conversation around the national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
This is